Hi, and welcome to Sign Selling Online. It's a way to show your sign presentation using a website versus a simple print or a PDF, which will have their place, and we'll show that later. But for now, this is the program, and I thought I'd start out by showing a face with a voice. That's me up there, of course, on my website. But here is the project as how a client would see it. They start with an opening page, and they're invited to open it, which I'll go ahead and open it. And there we see the sign at night, of course, and coming up is a close-up of it, and then there's a daytime of it, and that's the asset of Sign Selling Online. You can show the day and night. As the client continues clicking, he now is seen in a loop of day and night, and he can click there as often as he likes. It ends up on just back and forth day and night as we're doing now. So with that, we'll click into a couple of how-to typicals, and it's just the SSO. So with that, we'll just click. This is another actual SSO. In other words, it was shown to the client, and it shows the original graphic that they provided, and we were commissioned to design a sign, and we went on to build the sign and on two elevations. So here's what the client would do. He has the choice to either click on the image as it says or here. So we'll just go ahead and click on the image. We're beginning to show the actual storefront, and there's the first image of the sign. That'd be just an illustration of the daytime of the sign. Then here it is in the nighttime, but we still wanted to introduce a glow on the back, so we showed it with a neon backlit, which expands the footprint on the wall. This is another SSO. There's actually several different views because there were several different aspects to this project. We'll just go ahead and click on this link, and it brings up the existing, which was the Suzuki, and we changed that to the Mazda. We built new letters and added the existing logo that we had from another location. So then we showed some other variations of it, but they stayed with the simple plain by the way, that was a good, I'll go back to that one. That was a good showing of a night version of the daytime view, which was this view here. If they were to purchase the kind with the neon, and they had sconces there. See how I lit them up? You just light them up from your program, your paint program. And there it is back to the daytime again. We could actually go over here and see the sign. Here's an existing sign, and that's just a banner over the existing face, but we then show it with the final color daytime, and we suggested to put a logo there, but they went with just basically the it looks like there it is. Nope, that's a little too fancy, but it shows what you can do. They went, I believe, with a white background. Sign is up. And let's see, we showed them an idea for the storefront. There was the actual dealership front, and we suggested they put some vinyl on the faces. So there we go, on the glass, even something on the door there. Digital vinyl on windows is becoming ever popular everywhere. I don't see the ordinances challenging it. In the old days, it was 25% of a window for window lettering, and it seems like graphics have just really hogged the show lately. It's a great way to show it, but this is an SSO. They like that. I believe this is here is where we changed from high. Oh yeah, we just simply were showing putting the hand on that elevation from another elevation. This is an SSO for a dealership that was Suzuki, and he gave up his Suzuki dealership and chose to use his own identity. So we'll show that's the identity. This is an illustration. This is the photograph of the actual sign, and of course it simply shows the change. So these are illustrations, however it went on to become the real sign. This is another SSO, and it's typical of most of the SSOs where we put up a statement up front which is like a disclaimer on a print, and when they accept by simply clicking here, and then they go on to see their sign. There's an illustration on the wall. That's strictly an illustration behind the tree. That was kind of tricky to do, but they can click it like this and see it in the day. Whoops. And there's an illustration of it. We'll just go backwards. They had this choice to go and see the day and the night. the day and the night. We'll keep clicking now and see what the show was all about. I guess that took it to the day and night. And what did this do? I don't recall now. It did the same thing. What's down here? Let's have a look. There was a close-up of the lettering. They ended up with red versus... and this was a nice illustration. It showed the size of the sign we were proposing by having people there. All the things you can do when you have the online opportunity. Not that you couldn't do. Here was the fun one. This also, there's a chance to show the glass that we were suggesting. This is an actual proposal of the sign. It didn't need much of a day and night on this. This is an illustration of an existing sign, and we proposed a full digital face of the sign, and that's what they went with. You'll see that again. There it is. Then we were promoting some neon, but they stayed with the basic changing of the face. So there it is, day and night. I guess that's a better view of it, or better with the drop shadow. So all in all, this sign selling online has worked so wonderful over the past several years for both signs as well as projects such as identity or logos. And by showing a logo as a standalone before you go into the sign, presuming you're being asked to design the entire project, it really gives light to the logo. It gives emphasis to the logo as a standalone identity, which you then can present for sale separate and above and beyond, or you can include it with your sign project. I hope you enjoyed this preliminary, and be sure and take the time to visit the website for more information. Thanks.
Everybody's happy. They've seen the morning light that shines so bright. And everybody's smiling, knowing everything will be alright. Everybody hears the song.